But at the end of the day, all of us want the same thing. We all want the same kind of love. What up, though? I am Jay the Gentleman. That's at JAI the Gentleman on IG. Welcome back to the Dear Black Gay Men YouTube channel. Greg Mathis Jr. had this heartfelt moment with his dad, Judge Greg Mathis.
If somebody at work said, "Yeah, and you gay?" What would you say?
I said no.
Really? God damn, man.
As accepting as you all have been, the reality is that there's people who would hate us for that.
And so now, fast forward, he has this intro video with his partner Elliott that I'm very excited to see, and we're gonna react to it here on the channel. But before we get into the episode, make sure you subscribe to Dear Black Gay Men on YouTube and hit the like button on this video so we can beat the algorithm.
What did we do on our first date?
Neither one of us was out as gay men publicly, and so we were very discreet about like how we hung out, when we hung out. So I invited him over to my condo and made him dinner.
Now, I'm not in a relationship, but I do not think making dinner. Now, granted enough, their circumstances different. They are not out. They are, and so being seen in public in their position might not have been the best move. However, I am not an advocate for making dinner for somebody's first date. I've done that many times, and that first date turns into premature sex, and we end up falling out because something about the vibe wasn't right. Whereas if we had waited to invite each other to the other person's home after we had decided that we're going to try to figure this thing out, then I think I could have been more successful in those situations. I'm very curious. Do you think that inviting someone to your house is a appropriate first date? Let me know in the comment section because I'm really curious about that one. Maybe I can learn something.
And that's what won you over, right?
Yeah, the first date was very interesting. The food was good. No shade there.
Was it?
It was. It was good. But he had like a appetizer, which was, I still have trouble saying this cheese, but burrata cheese and tomatoes. Now, I mean, I'm used to that. If you go to a restaurant, you may have that cheese and tomato, but sitting at a table on the first date, I was just like, whoa. Did you have the balsamic?
I did. I was trying to impress him, y'all. So I called up one of my bougie friends and I said, I got this guy coming over for a date. Like, what do I do? How do I impress him? Bougie.
I think that's a big deal. That is a huge fucking deal. I wonder why there aren't more of us that are looking to impress somebody on the first date. Like we lost our gumption to impress someone, to knock their socks off. Or maybe it's a different take, is that we're not sure who should be trying to impress who, and so nobody tries to impress anybody. Like I've been out on first dates where somebody's wearing workout clothes. I've been out on first dates where people show up late, if they show up at all. Because remember, the first episode of this podcast was I got stood up on a date. The first episode of season 2. You know what I just thought of? This just hit me. The very first episode of Dear Black Gay Men podcast is this same nigga. Hey, that just hit me. Feels as if a part of us loses sight of the idea that dating should be a race to knocking their socks off instead of trying to knock their pants off. I wonder, do we have a culture that says, let me find, the best restaurant that I can afford, pull out their chair, open their door, come pick them up at their front door, wear your good clothes, and find your expensive cologne, and, and like really, really play it up. I think that's a level of old school dating that probably still works. I just wonder where it went. I think the bigger lesson here is what black gay love looks like. For a long time, I thought black gay love was this eyesore, hard to find, hard to uncover, hard to put my finger on kind of concept. But at the end of the day, all of us want the same thing. We all want the same kind of love. We all just want somebody who's in our corner. And for some reason, it does feel like we are in this race to, just sharing space with someone and not sharing experience. Why would you want to date somebody if first you don't want to knock their socks off? And then secondly, why would you ever want to be with somebody who doesn't want to do all that same stuff for you? One thing that I appreciate about Greg and Elliott is in several instances in this short intro video, they have talked about how they wanted to impress the other person. All of the most successful relationships that I have seen are rooted in the idea that I'm excited to see you. I'm excited to be with you. I'm excited to be around you, to hold space with you. I'm excited to be a part of your life. And until I can develop, for me at least, until I can develop that muscle that is excited to be with someone, I think it's probably best that I stay single. It was a weird lesson to learn, but that's what I got from Greg and Elliott today. Dear Black Gay Men Podcast is new every Wednesday. Listen on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. I am Jay the Gentleman. That's at JAI the Gentleman. And I will see you next time. Bye.